Speaking easy with the coach. Up early. It's like 5:30. I've been up for a minute, folding up clothes, and I was trying to do a blend. Actually, not even I was trying. I was doing a blend, and it has Nas, One Love, acapella, and for some reason I could blend the Alcoholics. I could blend Fugees. I could blend so much stuff, Artifacts, but I blend Nas and it always gets blocked. And I said, I get it. Nas is on Columbia, Sony. So they up on, Sony and this and that. But if I put some old, independent type of acapella, they check for it. So, or they don't check for it if it's independent. But anyway, untold stories. It's like back to this, not any individual event, but just overall, I look at when some crews and some people, when they just don't know how to know it's your time. Sometimes it's your time, and sometimes it's your partner's time. Sometimes you just have to know it's not your time. Fall back and just let your people do what they're gonna do. Anyway, there were a few times that came to mind. There was the first thing that hit me. This is what initially just said, hey, I got to talk about this. My brother Swift, Eric Montgomery, peace to Swift down South Jersey, out Camden area. What was it? My man Thames said, my man Swift take the flicks. He is the photographer that I know. He's all of that. Anyway, one time Swift gave a slideshow presentation in Montclair. It was what we needed to either start later in Montclair, like 11 o'clock, or we needed to do something that was quieter. So I used to show movies, Wild Style, and whatever other movie. And then it was like, well, we got to do something else to keep it quiet. So we started to, we did that one time with the slideshow presentation that Swift had with the projector. And it was largely because of it. I think the restaurant upstairs was called Epernay, a French restaurant. And they said, yo, it's just too loud downstairs. You have to keep it down until about 11 o'clock. That's when the crowd leaves. So Swift did his thing. He had some slides that were incredible, some photos. And one photo was of a woman in the projects, I want to say down off Dayton Street. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Dayton Street. Not too far from Elizabeth, down in those projects. But he took the picture of the woman, and she had like bars, crazy bars all over her window. But to her, I think he called it Home was the name of the photo. And it was that, and then they talked about the riots. And there was one dude, I don't know who he was, I don't know who he came with. And he kept raising his hand and say, no, I know about this. And he kept talking, and Swift is just, as Black would say, Swift is by far the most pieces, brother, in the whole crew. And it was so funny because it looked like he was about to lose it and almost like tell the guy, well, you just shut up. But he didn't do that. Of course he didn't do it. But it just got us almost like, I wish that guy would be quiet. Like, you're not presenting. It's Swift doing this presentation. But it was cool. Swift didn't mind. He was good with it, pretty much. But like I said, I think about times when people knew, let me kind of stay out of someone's way. And when there was a showcase, I've shown it actually a little bit. Mayhem the Terror of the Heathens, Jersey Heathens. His show was dope. But all that said, what I'm saying is he had his heathens backing him up. They weren't really out in the forefront. They were backing him up. And that's what I mean as far as like Billy Rose, peace, Wabi. We used to call him, I ain't gonna be, but Billy Rose, my man, he down in Carolina, he's doing his thing. it's almost like he was saying, like, man, y'all need to come down here. But when Mayhem the Terror was doing this thing, YB was in the background, Sick With It was in the background, Lex was in the background, Malito was in the background. All of them were backing them up. It's like, when you give us the call, we'll step up. But you do your thing. This is your show. And something else I noticed, and all of my squadron people might agree, might not agree. I noticed you have DJ Porno, Malik Griffin, and you got Gruff Rhino, and they both do what they do. From spinning, DJing, to producing, to they do what they do. They generally, like, cool and everything as they are, they generally stay out of each other's way. Like, when Rhino would showcase, P would be, he's there, but he's off on the side. And the same thing when P is showcasing, or DJing, whatever, Rhino is off on the side. You don't see Rhino coming in saying, yo, let me take over, let me spin for about 15 minutes or a half hour and do it. It's not his show. And I mean, there's a lot of people I've seen like that, where they know their position, they play their position, and they support without getting in the way. So everybody should have that in mind, whether it be musically, whether it be professionally, whatever it is your job. When somebody is on that spot, the number one spot, you have to realize, no, you're not 1A, you're not 1B. Just fall back, let somebody do what they do. If they need a little assistance, you come in and, guide, put the training wheels on for a minute and guide them a little bit, and then let go and let them do what they do. Anyway, early morning, I already folded up some clothes. I'm about to add some bass and some sub and flip this a little bit. This beat is over 20 years old. It's just something really simple, but I'm going to add on to this so it's filled. Speaking easy with the coach. Peace.